with Kirk though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With Kirk dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk dog. I'm Who You With Kirk dog. Man, I apologize for that while ago. Had some technical issues. I don't know what it is. Some days internet work just fine. Other days it choppy. But welcome everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is in the house. You can live chat with us in the chat room. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend. Mine was pretty good. It was good overall. I'm still here, so it was good. Welcome to the show. Radio Chaos is in the house. Welcome to the show, my brother from Canada. So welcome to the show. Glad you always tune in and give your opinion about our subjects. So man, what a weekend, what a weekend, what a weekend. So he probably is. He probably is. He he probably is. He mess up everything else, which we're going to talk about him a little bit later, because I know that's going to be a good topic on him. Because seems like he's starting to talk from both sides. I don't know. He say one thing, forget it, then he goes back and talk about something else. So I don't know. He's a little bit confused. That's why it's so important that next year we're going to release him of his duties and vote him out. He's up for re-election next year. Uh, uh, Dan Patrick is the one to put out the $1 million reward to find fraud in the election. He's up for it. And then we know we have Dan, the allegedly gangster Paxton, the one who have two different alleged charges against him, that is up for re-election next year also. So we need to make sure we send them all packing. And not only that, the Board of Education is up for re-election next year also. So we need to make sure we send a message to them and let them know we tired of it. Since I'm gonna change the show up a little bit, since radio brought up Greg Abbott, we might well go on and get off in him early, because with Greg Abbott, of course, the mandate for the mask is lifted on Wednesday. It will be lifted. Now, reason why I say he keep wishy-washing, because after he signed this order to lift the mandate of the mask, not telling the people that it's still up to the business if they want to keep the mandate. Me personally, I'm not going to support a business that allow people to roll freely at 100%, which is certain business. I feel like they never did apply to his executive order, where we was only supposed to be at 50% or 75%. I feel like they've been at 100% the whole time. Because when I passed by, They look like they pack more than anything else. Um, so it really depends on where you at, radio. Some people are applying, they wearing a mask. Some people just roll freely, and it's not even in the order haven't went in place yet, and some people refuse to wear their mask. So we're gonna start seeing a lot of videos come up about the Karens and thieves going into the business, demanding they don't have to wear a mask, but it's that business right. No shoes, no shirt, no service, no mask. So either way, they have to follow the rules of that business. That order cannot dictate how if they want the customers to wear a mask or not. Now, I have heard that some business who have a lot of customers come in freely with no mask. I won't support them just for the simple fact I'm not going into a hot zone. That's my life is worth more than spending my money with somebody who don't have the same views as me. So I definitely won't. Um, and it should be. It should be. Now the crazy thing about Greg Abbott, when he met with President Biden last week in Houston, he had no problem with the mask order. Had no problem at all. Didn't say anything. Welcome to the show, Nicole East Callahan. She said me either. She won't be watching. Won't I see watching, but she won't be supporting business that doesn't enforce a mask order. I'm not going into a hot zone. I just won't do it. So um so last week, Greg Abbott didn't have no problem with the mask order when he met with President Biden. Now, see, the thing is, he met with him for he could get that federal fund for the disaster from the ice storm. Now, then after he leave, he play a smooth game. Then after he leave, oh no, I'm gonna change this executive order. See, he two-faced. That's what we call two-faced in the hood. He two-faced. He'll smile in your face and stab you in the back. He don't care about us. None of them do. That's why we need to make sure we vote and get him out of office. And then I believe it was yesterday, Greg Abbott said that uh, due to Biden policies, the immigrants are coming over here affected with the coronavirus, but he's still wanting to lift the mask mandate, which doesn't make sense. If you're saying that immigrants are coming across the border that has the virus, but you're saying you don't want to keep the mask mandate in order. Nicole said that's a hypocrite. I agree with her. It's a hypocrite because that's all that it is. There's no other way of putting it. Then on top of that, we must remember last year during this time, Greg Abbott, when it came close to spring break, he started talking about let's open Texas back up. Not looking at the fact that all those kids that went out of town, um, they came back, had a quarantine. They had the virus. Welcome to the show, Robin out of Seattle. Yes, it been a while. It been a while. It been a while. Um, I would ask you and Nicole both if y'all go over to the Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dell page. I can put your comments up on the stream. On my personal page, it won't allow me to put it up. But if you can stay there, I can continue to read them. I had no problem with it. But if you would like your comments seen on the stream, definitely go to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog page, and I can put them up as you send them in. Um, and so, uh, so Greg Abbott, he's really wishy washy. I believe it's a political move. He's trying to get votes to try to stay in office next year. So that's why Texas need to show up and make sure we vote him out. He need to go. So I I never voted for the man, never trusted the man. So for me, I don't he won't get my vote this time either. I know what he stand for. He's only for a particular group of people, and most of them don't look like me. So the thing is, yeah, he got to go. It's his time is up. Let's send him packing. His time is up. Just like a lot of other people that is sitting in these positions that is only for a small group of people, not for everybody. Because still, he haven't addressed the fact that Ken Paxton ran off to Utah during that snowstorm. He haven't addressed the fact that Ted Cruz ran off to Cancun, and it still puzzles me that that when he went to Cancun, it was the same weekend that Jenny Crude or whatever her name is in Midland, the one that was charged for storming the Capitol, same weekend she's supposed to be going. I'm trying to figure out the connection on that. Robin said, yeah, lifting the ban is ridiculous that you see one state who never had a mask mandate had a mask burning today to fight mask mandate. Crazy. I didn't know about they had a mask burning, but I know Oklahoma, who is just north of Dallas, an hour north, and they never had a mask mandate. The 15 states that have lifted that either never had a mask mandate or have lifted a mask mandate are all Republican governors. So if you're in any one of those states, you need to vote them out. Need to let them know they don't care about you. They don't care about your life, your livelihood, your family. They don't care. They saying, forget y'all. Long as I have my position, I don't care. So let's send them a message and get them out of there. T Cal is in the house. Welcome to the show, T Cal. Thought you was out working tonight. You probably came on when I came on, and then the internet messed up and everything froze up. Um, so I'm glad you on tonight. But me personally, Greg Abbott need to go. He had no objection to the mask order during Biden Houston visit. None whatsoever. He didn't have a problem with it. So we need to send him out. And now he announced yesterday he doing Operation Lone Star to combat drug people smuggling at the border. Anything to get his name in the news to get his supporters happy and they will vote for him. I'm gonna just say it like it is. Greg Abbott is a racist, just like all our other leaders that are majority of our leaders here in Texas. Greg Abbott is a racist. He might say, "Oh, I have black friends." That don't mean nothing. Your politics is racist. Here it is, city of Dallas. You giving them hell about getting enough vaccine to vaccinate people, but you give more to Tarrant County. Dallas County is the biggest county. If you talking about combat this pandemic that we're in, this virus, you would want to give the most to the people that is doing it. Spread it out. But here it is. Your homeboy over in Tarrant County follow everything that you say and do. Follow everything. But at the same time, you look at Dallas County and you like, oh, because you don't like Clay Jenkins. I hope either Clay Jenkins or Beto runs against you next year. I hope either one of them do it. Hell, in that case, I hope Buzz Bunny do it. I'll vote for him too. Nicole said, yes, they all are racist. You got to call it like it is. Have to call it like it is because the thing is, they don't care about us. I think Michael Jackson was on us something. They don't really care about us. When he did that song, he was on to something real strong. And that still plays a part today because the politics don't care about us. Um, I'm just gonna call it like it is. If it's your first time listening to the show, you are listening to Speak on It with Who You With Kirk, though. We do keep it real on the show. We only speak the truth. We don't do conspiracy theory. Everybody is welcome. You can always chat live with us in the chat room. Or if you feel like it, you want to call, let us hear your voice, you're welcome to call in. Only thing I ask you, be respectful. Uh, be respectful, because if not, I'll click, hang up on you. Don't have time for it. So so definitely keep tuning in. You can like, share, follow, whichever platform you on. Tell a friend. We are live. We are live. And we're live Sunday through Thursday, normally at 8 p.m. Central Time. But been having a lot of family calls lately, so sometime I may come in a little bit late. But if you click the notification, normally the time I put up would be about the time I come on. So, but definitely continue to tune in, and you can live chat with us, be a part of the show. So that's what I have on Greg Abbott. He need to go. His time is up. It's up. It's it been way too long. And they trying to I still feel like it's a distraction from this grid from last month that happened that never should have happened. I feel like that's part of his cover up. And then he don't want to talk about everything else. T Cal said driving home, but I'm listening. Well, hey, be safe on the road. So it's definitely I think it's a cover up to take the media off of the grid, because here it is, Dallas. It's no way we should have had power failure like we did last month. And he had like this is the first time it ever happened. If you in Dallas or in Texas, we all know in the middle of summer when we have that month and a half of 100-degree weather, they do rolling blackout all the time. So this is not the first time. He act like, oh, this never happened before. That's because it never made national news before. We had these blackouts every summer. Every summer they do these blackouts, and then he's trying to blame President Biden. The man was just in office for a month, and you trying to blame him for something where Republican been running the state of Texas for the last 20 years. So you can't blame a problem that you are a part of. You can't put that blame on someone else. That's another reason why he's trying to talk about this mask mandate. He's trying to cover up the fact he failed as a governor, and he need to leave. He need to be held accountable for it. And then how is somebody answer this for me? How is Ken Patson? If you don't know what position he's in, he's the attorney general. Now, give you a little history of him. 5 years ago, he was charged with fraud. He been avoiding court for the last 5 years for those charges. Just last year, it came out that the FBI is investigating him. So the FBI is investigating him for abuse of power. A lot of his workers have either been terminated or quit because of him abusing his power. When he signed that executive order last year to stop all foreclosures and all of that, it wasn't for the people. He was doing that to help his homeboy out. So that's why he being investigated again. Now, let's fast forward. Now he's filing a lawsuit of escrow, the company that did the grid and all of this. You filing a lawsuit against them, you should be filing against Greg because Greg, somebody had to sign off on it. Matter of fact, I believe Greg is the one that actually put the right people in the place, put the people in place to monitor that. So he knew what was going to happen. He was all for the blackout until it got worse than what he thought. Once it got worse, well, guess what? Now he want to blame everybody except himself. You've been in office long enough. You could have changed that. So all of you need to go. That's all to it. All of you need to go. Um, Robin said, right, can't pass the buck this time. Sure can't. Sure can't. It won't allow you to pass it. That's why next year we're going to make sure we vote you out. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to vote you out of office. And as far as I'm concerned, we could clean house. I believe that's what Trump was saying, clean the swamp. With Texas, we about to clean the swamp right here in our own backyard. We need to do just like Atlanta and make it rain, make it change. We need to clean the swamp. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get them out of office and keep moving. So that's what I have on Greg Abbott, but I'm sure there's some other stuff out there about him. I don't personally, I don't know the man. Um, uh, so I don't know him personally, but at the same time, his actions say enough for me. And even a lady from Houston said she feel Greg Abbott is picking money over people in the recent COVID-19 safety of the mask. That's all he doing. I'm telling you, it's all about trying to get votes. That's what it's all for, votes. And he know he just like Trump. He know Trump said long before he was going to lose that race, that election. So now what Greg is doing, he's trying to get ahead of it just like Trump. So we're going to send it, we're going to clean the house just like we did with Trump. And so now this dude should be embarrassed. He should be embarrassed. Bruno Joseph Cua, 18 years old, the youngest person that was arrested so far. I'm going to say so far because I'm sure there's probably some more. They just haven't caught you yet. The youngest person so far, 18 years old, that took part in that domestic terrorism on January 6th. Well, now he's begging the judge if he could go home to his mom and daddy. Now, player, you grown now. You have to be held accountable for your action. You should have had enough sense of what you was doing was wrong. Welcome to adulthood. So now you're going to be held accountable. And he want to go home to his mom and daddy. Where was your mom and daddy when you was in Washington? That's all I'm gonna ask. Where was your mom and daddy then? So whatever happened, just gonna happen. You weren't concerned about your mom and daddy then. You probably didn't listen to them back then. I don't know your mom and daddy, but they probably told you you didn't need to go. So now you begging to go home to your mom and daddy, talking about you're gonna be a good boy. No, you are a grown man. You legal. You 18. You should have been that good son back then. And talking about and the mother talking about um she feels stupid for him storming the Capitol. No, it might have been your upbringing. It might have been the way that you raised him. You should have been telling your boy a long time ago that ain't the right way to do things. I'm wondering if y'all did a family trip. 18, he got money somewhere to go on that trip, but now he calling for his mom and daddy. So my thing, hey, my motto is you do the crime, you do the time. Don't call for them now. You probably should have listened to them back then. So I'm just saying, um, then he's accused of assaulting a federal officer for disorderly over his alleged role in the Capitol riot. I'm like, hey, he did it. He had on the Make American Great hat. I don't know, but seemed like to me you didn't raise him right. I don't know. Now I know kids will stray away. I know that. But at 18, and I'm sure he probably been wearing that Make America Great Again hat for a while. And you probably was teaching him Trump is the best thing in life. Now the mother talking about she feels stupid. Well, unfortunately, I don't know. Allegedly, it might be some bad parenting somewhere. Robin said, I really, really hope Texas vote them out. If you didn't realize how evil these guys are, you are too now. I agree with you. You should know. Because Texas do not care. Like I said last year, before the shutdown, when the shutdown happened, uh, two young ladies near McAllen, I believe, they that's near the border. See uh, if you follow me near the border, McAllen, it was either McAllen or Laredo. They both near the border. Two ladies was arrested. I think one was doing eyebrows and one was doing something else in their home, which they still violated the order. They got arrested, spent days in jail. Then when Becky out of Dallas violated the order, got on the news, turned up tickets and doing all of this, and when she went to court, she didn't have to go to jail. The judge asked her to apologize to keep from going to jail. She refused to apologize, so he sent her to jail for 3 days. Now, take it, she violated the governor order. The judge was doing his job by enforcing it. Greg Abbott changed his executive order. That's why I say he's not for me. He might have a couple of people that he like that look like me, but he not for me. Um, Robin said, I tell my kids there are only two things I can help you fix. Unless you're dead, in jail, unless you're dead or in jail, we can make change. This child is in jail. Too late for mama and daddy. Yep. Mama and daddy should have raised you a little bit better. I'm just saying, because at 18, maybe he was one of those kids that say, hey, I'm 18, you can't tell me nothing, but they 9 times out of 10, he's probably still living in a household. So you still living in a household, they could tell you everything. Um, so I'm just saying, but he tucked to Instagram, uh, said he was sporting a red Make America Great hat again. Make America Great Again had Bruno Joseph Cua stood in front of the vice president's Senate desk on January 6th, recording with his cell phone as other Trump supporters rummaged through document lawmaker left behind as they fled the room. According to a video captured by the New Yorker and cited by prosecutors, hours later, Q18 took to his Instagram account to clarify his involvement in the attempted insurrection. The FBI said in a criminal complaint unsealed Monday, yes, for everyone asking, I stormed the Capitol. The hundred of thousand of patriots, the teenager from Milton, Georgia, wrote, I'll do a whole video explaining what happened. This is history. What happened was unbelievable. He said, who has since been charged with several crimes, including assault on a federal officer and civil disorder, was arrested Friday in Georgia. He is believed to be the youngest person in connection with the Capitol riot that left one police officer and four civilians dead. Um, so, hold on, hold on. Okay. Said, as the Senate began its impeachment trial against former President Donald Trump on charges of inciting the attempted insurrection, Q message included in the court documents paint the picture of a teenager who repeatedly credited Trump with inspiring his participation. President Trump is calling us to fight. He wrote on Paula days ahead of the January 6th attempt insurrection. Federal agent said, citing a tweet where Trump repeated basically his claims of election fraud and summoned supporter to DC. He knows this is the only way to save our great country. Show up hashtag January 6th. It's time to take our freedom back the old-fashioned way. Neither Molly Parman, an attorney-based attorney representative, nor his parents immediately respond to message from the Washington Post late on Monday. Now his Instagram is private. So, but he went on Instagram and said, yeah, that's right. I stormed the Capitol. But now you calling for mama and daddy. You 18. Don't drop the soap. I'm just saying. But hopefully all of them are held accountable. So and Bruno, if your attorney want to come on here and explain it, you and your attorney, tell them hit me up. We'll set it up. But don't come with lies. T-Cal said you were grown in the streets, be grown now. Exactly. Be grown. You knew exactly what you was doing. You went out there and told people. So now you asking for mama and daddy. Well, mama and daddy can't help you now. Talking about let me go home to my parents. You grown. You're being charged as an adult. You 18. You're not 14, 15. You're 18. It's not one of those things where you just get released to go home with your parents. You're grown. You're considered grown. Most states, you consider grown at 17. And some it's at 16. So, hey, have fun in the big house. Robin said, for real, those guys were so hyped and came out bragging all over social media. And now what? Oh, I haven't even got to Federico Klein. He was a Trump appointee. This is crazy. That's why I say inside job. State Department aide appointed by Trump stormed the Capitol, beat police with a riot shield, FBI say. Now, this is somebody who Trump appointed. So now you want to talk about this one is crazy. So, a political appointee, President Donald Trump, has been arrested on charges that he stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and assaulted an officer with a weapon, marking the first arrest of a Trump administration official in connection with the insurrection. Okay. Federico Klein, a former State Department official, made an initial appearance by teleconference on Friday before the U.S. Majesty Z.M. Faruqua in Washington, where prosecutors said they would seek to jail him pending trial at a hearing next Wednesday. uh, the court papers obtained by the Washington Post detail he allegedly conduct throughout the siege of the Capitol, tracing his apparent movement and action from using a police shield to try to pry a door open, to calling for reinforcement from the crowd, to losing his red Make American Great baseball cap, looking for it, aimed at chaos, and then grabbing another red hat on the ground that turned out to be the wrong one. Uh, so, with him, now that he's in jail, and I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying it's right because it's kind of rough. I never been to jail, but whatever happened while you in jail, it happened. He's asking the judge to uh, give him a cell that don't have roaches in it. Don't have roaches in it. Radio says some of these people think of a ride as an amusement park ride where they can get a thrill. Yeah, I don't think they got the thrill they wanted. That was a short lived thrill. When they went to social media and talked about how it was their best day in life and all of this, doing this, and now they come into reality. They've been held accountable for their action. If it was up to me, they wouldn't get no bail. You're a terrorist. Why give a terrorist bail? Robin said they need to charge Trump though. These people ought to have known better. But the thing is, the leader of our country told them to fight with all they had, because if not, all their worst dreams were gonna come true. It came true. It ain't like how they wanted it. It's not like how they wanted it at all. So yeah, Trump need to go to jail. And speaking of Trump, since we talking about it, he's in New York. Um, so that's gonna be interesting. Um, Robert said um, the white privilege is absolutely insane. Asking for vegan meals, a cockroach-free private cell. Come on, no bail. Exactly. Uh, Lindsey Graham say Trump has a dark side and a magic. He didn't know that. They didn't listen to Mary Trump. She tried to tell them. Robin said they all need to go to jail, no bail. I agree with you. They definitely do. Um, Graham, Trump can make GOP bigger, stronger, or he can destroy it. See, this is why I talk about votes so much, because these folks are putting their political parties before they do it for American people. Why is it taking so long to get people stimulus checks? Why is it that every time the news come up about possible stimulus check, it have to be a fight? They made them read 682 pages the other day, or how many of a pages it was, page by page, to make sure it was nothing in there wrong. See, they want people to stay in poverty. That's all they want. Uh they want them to stay in poverty, because here it is. They had the option of of um of actually um, doing they had an option of actually doing the um raising minimum wage to $15. They chose not to. Why? It probably can get more people off welfare. Why not? Why not? So I'm like, so you want people to keep making little bit of money. It will help a lot of people out. Robin said classic Republican BS, and many of their voters would still back them. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Darren Patterson. How you doing tonight? Haven't seen you on the show in a hot minute. I'm glad you came back to chill out with your boy. You are listening to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm M. Who You With Kurt Dog. You can live chat with us in the chat room, um, regardless of what platform you're on. If you're on my personal page on Facebook, then it's kind of the messages are not coming up so I can put them on the stream, but I'm reading them from my cell phone. So you could definitely uh you could go to the show page, speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog, and you can live chat with us. I can put your message up on the chat, up on the stream, just like I just did with Darren Patterson, another brother out of Canada. So yeah, but yeah, it's we need to make sure we allow our voice to be heard. We need to get these people out of office, not only locally, but we need to change Washington too. We have too many old white guys up there making laws that it's only about them, how they can make their pockets fatter. And that's how it is. So we need to send a message to them also. So Ted Cruz, after this election next year, you up next. We're gonna get you out. We're gonna ship you back to Canada. Um, Robin said in some state, especially red states, 16 an hour would be doubling their income. Exactly. I'm okay with raising minimum wage because believe it or not, there are some companies out here that are paying the minimum wage, but expect a lot from these employees. Now, I'm not saying everybody who's in the workforce is gonna do what's right, but at least you can make it easy on them. Yeah, I know price is gonna have to go up just like gas have shot up. I put $51 in my vehicle today. Normally it costs me like 25 to $30 to fill up. $51. Gas is I think I paid 2.45 a gallon. 2.45 a gallon. I'm like, look, yeah, that's high. And it's gonna keep going up. So, and they blame it on the ice storm. That's all they doing. Um, Robin said you can't even buy a family for dinner at McDonald's on that wage. No, it'll be hard. Not unless you go in there and get that 250 bundle meal, the double cheeseburger and small fry for 250. Some family have to make choices because here it is. After the snowstorm, a lot of people electricity have gone up because we're not regulated, have gone up, and they're not going to be able to afford the electric bills, the gas bill. Um, some can barely afford their rent. It's a lot of families that are going home, going to bed hungry at night because they have to make a choice between rent or food. Then if you have kids, it's even worse. So yeah, I'm just saying, do what's right for the people. That's why we need fresh meat in politics. We need to be able to get people in the office that is going to actually be for the people and not for themselves. Robin said, want to make things better than raise the minimum wage and have a free public college option. Ooh, see, you said something on that. See, college is a big business. Um, have a free public college option so those who want to can get a higher education, giving them access to higher paying job. Yes, it's a lot of people that struggle to go to a local college, a community college. Now, community college, they much cheaper than these university, but I feel like, hey, if they are staying in the state, get in free college. If I'm not mistaken, Robin, I believe Seattle, Washington State will actually pay for their kids to go to college. As long as you made a certain grade GPA in high school, and you have the option of going to free college there in state. Now, if you go out of state, you're on your own. But in state, I feel they should do it. Now, Robin, correct me if I'm wrong. If Washington State actually have that, I read it. I guess a couple of years ago. I don't know if they still have it in place, but yeah, give people the opportunity where they not going to college, trying to pay for college, get caught up in all these student loans, and end up having to spend 20 years to pay their student loan back because the college is so high. That's why a lot of people go to trade schools instead. Yeah, they would love to go to college. Um, oh, so Washington State don't have it where they can actually they would actually pay for the kids to go to college if it's in state. Because Robin saying community college was 300 a quarter um when I was young, and now it's 2,000 a quarter. That's a lot. Um N- Welcome to the show, 45 Lies. Had they locked up Trump yet? No, but I read a story that he's in New York. He's in New York. I don't know what he's doing in New York, but hopefully he finna go to court. Um, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one, but I'm hoping New York don't let him leave uh without doing some time. So we shall be paying attention to that. I hope breaking news come out tomorrow showing um he's actually it came out yesterday. He was set to visit New York for the first time since leaving White House. They didn't say what he was going for, but he's supposed to be there tonight. So we shall see. We shall see. Um I don't know. Maybe he have a secret court date tomorrow. 45 Live said, handcuff the orange guy. Where my trumper at? I could just imagine him sitting on the toilet in the cell, bobbing head, but he won't have that cell phone, trying to tweet out. So yeah, but he's in New York tonight. It's his first trip to New York since leaving the White House. And I hope New York say, hey, come on down. Let's we got a place we want you to visit for a while. So that would be nice to get a breaking news saying, hey, Trump uh is actually in jail. He been arrested. I would love to see that tomorrow. And we're gonna hit on a couple of more stories. Uh Now I did see what was it? Okay. I was trying to see what was going on. I heard some beeping going on. But even with the mask mandate here in Texas, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Should have mentioned it earlier. There are some people that down in South Texas at a Mexican restaurant. Some people go in there to eat, but they tell the owners because they still enforcing the mask mandate. See, that's another problem. What people not realizing, lifting of the mask don't start until Wednesday. That's when that starts. But it's still that business right. But for you to go inside of a business and refuse to wear your mask and they refuse service, and you tell them you're gonna contact ICE, how racist is that? You telling them you're gonna contact ICE because they have the rights. How y'all say it's my rights, it's their rights to enforce a mask mandate. Anybody with rights in a right frame of mind should understand this is not the time to raise up to lift the mask mandate. They talking about a fourth wave of the coronavirus coming through. But this piece of a governor that we have, this person that is sitting here pretending to be a governor with no sense at all, is lifting it and putting us at risk. And you want to go into a business and tell them you're gonna call ICE because they enforcing the mask mandate. That don't make sense. That's so racist. Um, Radio Chaos said, I know the Southern District hired a well-known lawyer who specialized in money fraud just for Trump case. Hey, I'm hoping he go in there for that case tomorrow, and I hope they lock him up. Hope they lock him up. Robert said in Washington State, the high school student can take college course for their first 2 years of high school, so they can graduate college with an associate degree. So yes, there is that option. I think they just um uh I guess just the total for books. Um I know that typing fast get me too. So yeah. Cuz I let me look at it cuz um uh I believe read a couple of years ago that Washington State give their kids free college if they have the GPA in state college. I'm just trying to pull it up. If you're new to the show, sometimes things come up in the show that we may have to research. Have to research uh and go from there. So, beginning in 2021, more low and middle income family, non-qualified and eligible student from a family of four making around 50,000 or less per year will receive a full award. Partially grants are available for family making up to the state medium income, family income around 97,000 a year. Could you go to college too? Da, da. Okay. This came out last year. So let me read this article. The title, Can You Go to College Tuition Free in Washington? Here's how to find out. And in this story, they say, heads up, going to college in Washington will soon become a lot cheaper for students whose families struggle to make ends meet. Last week, Governor Jay Inslee signed into law a sweeping higher education bill that will cut the cost of tuition or make it free for low and medium income student. And tweet, he described it as creating a statewide free college plan for eligible student. So look like it based up on your income. Um, so I guess, and it's not just for high school student, but it's also good for adults also that do not have a degree. Uh, so if they don't have a degree, then they can go based up on your income. Uh, Robin said what people need to understand is that every time COVID is transmitted from one person to another, it's mutant. All this lifting of mandate is not, it's going to cause more illness and death. It's ensuring we will end up with a mutation these vaccines won't cover. The kids just pay for books. I didn't even know that. That's cool. So yeah, I had said that before. T Cal said it's so true. It's sad to see and know it. So many people one check away from poverty, and that's even middle class. Yes, yes, because it's a lot of people that is struggling right now. A lot of people have lost their job, and some people, I've heard that some people have actually worked from home, but in order to keep their job, they had to take a pay cut. One of those situations, any income is better than none. Now, I know there are some companies out there, which this is crazy. There are some companies out there that have laid off a lot of people, but then they outsourced them to another country. So when you call some of these um, companies and you get somebody who do not speak English well because they in a whole nother country, they don't understand you, you don't understand them. I just hang up. That's all to it. I'm not going to waste my time. I just hang up. Welcome to the show, Christy Finley. I teach for one of the high school here in Dallas that offer the associate degree. Also, Dallas College is roughly 300 per 3 credit hours and include books, flash, instructional material. So that's good information to know. I think Dallas County had been like that for a while because I did some classes about 20 years ago. Um, well, no, about yeah, almost 20 years ago, and I think that's what I end up paying, which is good. Now, some of those books can be kind of. I think I had to pay for my books separately. Well, the class wasn't that bad. It was about $100 and something dollars at the time. The books is what was high. Um, and the books depends on what you're taking. It can um it can be 100 to a couple of $100, depends on the book. And I still had the books. I'm looking at them now. So they can be kind of high. And then when you try to resell them, they don't give you that much money back on them. So I just keep them for reference if I ever need to go back. So so that thank you for that information, Christy. And I really appreciate it. So now Trump is in New York. Hopefully he stays there in jail. And starting tomorrow. Now, this the difference. When people say they don't understand, they don't think it's a problem between black and white laws. Here's the difference. Tomorrow they're gonna start, I guess, getting potential jury for Derek Chauvin, the officer that killed George Floyd. And they already on set up barricades, have National Guard there. talking about they preparing for riots. But DC could not prepare for January 6th because Trump probably did told him not to. Allegedly told him not to. I don't know for sure, but when it was a BLM protest, we seen the videos and the pictures of them lined up on the steps of the Capitol. So it's a difference when it comes down to black and white. And trust me, they knew exactly what was going to happen. They had inside knowledge. That's why one of Trump's appointees been arrested because he was a part of it. He probably was the one giving them information where to go and how to go and all of that, allegedly. So I don't know. Radio said, if I had a printing press that could print 40,000 $1 bill an hour, it would take me 559 years to print that. Jeff Bezos is worth running it 24 hours a day. Yep, because he's making money. He's making money. Hey, only thing I can say, Amazon is doing good. If you can afford it, buy the stock. Because they doing good, and I don't see them going nowhere no time soon. But yeah, so with this potential jury duty, we still need to pay attention to this because that judge did allow him to get out on bail. He's out on bail, which you murdered a person. You shouldn't be allowed to roam the street freely. That should not happen. So we need to pay attention to this trial. They will come in wishy-washy and try to do some other things. He need to go to jail. He need to be held accountable, and that's all to it. Just like Amber Geiger, her hearing is coming up to try to get her charges lowered. No, let her do her time. Bad enough she only got 10 years. She should have got more than that. If he would have shot her, what you think what would have happened? They would be trying to give him life, and he was in his own apartment, defending his home. She didn't identify herself. You think somebody run up in my house and I'm gonna ask them question? No, you taking that chance. So hey, I'm just saying with him, with Amber Geiger, we need to pay attention to her hearing because if that judge lowered the charges, she could walk out of jail that same day. Because I think the charges they trying to lower it to is only a 2-year sentence. So she would have done her time. So we need to pay attention to it. Make sure she do her full 10 years. She don't need to get out early. This is not a video game. You get out early, guess what? Bolton Jean still dead. He's not coming back. So yeah, she need to do the full thing. And just like Derek, he need to do the full time too. He need to be held accountable, need to be found guilty because this man killed this man on national TV. It's everywhere. And if somebody decide to set him free, not guilty, nah. So Minneapolis is on uh high alert right now due to the potential jury going to be chosen on tomorrow. Robin asks, I stepped away for a sec. Is Trump actually going to court tomorrow? I don't know what he's in New York for, but I hope he do. I hope he get arrested. Um, I hope Matter of fact, I'm hoping I get an alert on my phone in a minute. Once he touched down in New York, he's arrested. That would make my year. So I don't know what he doing. Uh Radio said she got plenty of time to work out in jail. She says she like going to the gym. Well, she probably gonna come out and her fingers be real muscular from doing those braids for bit birthing. So she probably plaiting hair right now as we speak and washing big Bertha drawers in the sink. So Robin said, "Oh, same." Um, so I'm hoping he is arrested, but yeah, she probably come to court. She probably come to court. When she come to court, she probably come be like, "Who is that dude? I thought it's supposed to be Amber Geiger." She all built up, and Robin said, "Oh, I dance my fool's head off if Trump is arrested." It's crazy. Um, Trump need to be held accountable. He do. Now I read something the other day. I briefly looked at it. I didn't get a chance uh to to really read the story, but I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. Oh, uh Trump pledged to derail disloyal Senator Merkershaw Merkersky re-election in Alaska. Said he'll campaign against that Senate next year. Uh I guess that particular senator did not agree with what Trump said and did. So Trump wanna go up and vote against him. That's the problem with a lot of folks. All these folks are scared of Trump. He's out of office. If you done what was right, he can never serve again. He can never run again. But y'all chose to give him a slap on the wrist. I could just imagine how some of these conversations going at the dinner table with the grandkids. Grandpa, did you vote to get Trump out of office? No, my party didn't want me to. But you know he's wrong. He ordered attack on America. Why you didn't vote for him? Well, I gotta pick my party over what's right. I'm sure the conversation going something like that. Uh, yeah, you're right. He don't campaign. He just flashes out. Kind of like he did with CPAC and talking about he's the GOP nominee um for the um for the 2024 election. I'm like, look, I'm hoping you still in jail at that time. I'm hoping you are. But then again, we don't know. Um this have really been a interesting weekend. I actually I'm gonna say this, I'm kind of get personal a little bit. I know when y'all see me come on this show, I smile, I talk, have a good time, but I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting for the loss of my mother. And yesterday was a rough day for me. So, and to my friends, I know some of you have called me today and I haven't answered. I'm okay now. I'm okay. I tell people all the time I have some great friends that I could go to them and pour my heart out. Um, went by a friend's house yesterday because of the way I was feeling. And he asked me, he was like, "You okay?" I tell him, no, no, I'm not okay. And just started crying. So he started talking to me, ministering to me. Sean, um, I appreciate him. And after the things that he said, I felt better. I'm saying this not because I want anybody to feel sorry for me. I'm saying this because if you are going through something, it's okay to say you're not okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to do that. And it's a struggle. Um, it's a struggle, but I thank God for my friends and my family. When I come on the show late, we still have our family calls every day. I appreciate my friends and family, and it's a struggle. Like I told my family yesterday, I said, "Hey, when we got ready to pray, when we got on the call, my prayer request was for comfort," and they was like, "Okay." After we've been on the call for a while, they asked me, "You asked for prayer requests for comfort, um, and you said we'll talk about it later, but we never did." So I shared with them about my feelings, and like I tell them, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that you're not okay, and it's no time frame dealing with grief. It's no time frame at all. So I'm telling all the people, I see all the comments on Facebook that people have lost their loved ones. It's okay to say you're not okay. It's okay to let someone know you're struggling. And if you need to talk to someone or you need someone to listen to you, I'm always available. Some people say, well, you going through this, you going through that. It doesn't matter. We could get through this together. Nobody has to go through this by themselves. So I'm saying to you, everyone that is listening, even if you are watching the replay or listening to it on one of the platforms, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay. Um, it's definitely okay. Um, Radio said, "I'm so sorry, Kurt Dog. Dealing with the loss of family member is never easy." No, it's not. It's not easy. Definitely not easy. Um, my mom is she's a fighter, and it was I was very close to my mom, which a lot of people were, just because of the love that we've been receiving. So many people reaching out to me and my siblings, and it's okay to ask for help. It's all right. It's all right. Robin said, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to you and your family. Sending my love and prayers. Loss is just so hard." I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Only thing I would ask people to do, if you know someone that is going through the loss of a loved one, especially during a time like this, when we have a leader that doesn't care about people, it's hard. Like I said, I talked with a friend last week. I think he said in the last 6 months, he lost 8 family members to COVID. 8 family members in 6 months. So it's definitely not easy. It's okay to admit that you are struggling. I have no problem with saying that. I tell people all the time I'm very open If something is going on, something is on my heart, I'm gonna say what I have to say. After that, I'm okay. I appreciate all the phone calls, the texts, the um, people reaching out to either me or my wife or my siblings. I appreciate it. So, other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. And if it's someone that is struggling with this, you need someone to listen to you. I'm available. Reach out to me on either platform or just call the number. I, if I don't answer, leave a message. I will call you back. 972-591-3665. 972-591-3665. And leave a message and I'll be your support system. We can get through this together. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight. Until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. I will see you then. Love each and every one.